as a small tangent, let me ask you something about Parler, but it's less about Parler, more about AWS. So AWS removed Parler from its platform, for whatever reasons, doesn't really matter. But the fact that AWS would do this was really, really bothered me personally because I saw AWS as the computing infrastructure. And I always thought that part could not put a finger on its scale. And I don't know what your thoughts are. Like, were you bothered by Parler being removed from AWS? And how does that affect how you think about the computing infrastructure on which Librex is based?
I was bothered not so much by Parler specifically being taken out of AWS, but more the fact that something that's like a highway, something that people rely on, that people build on top of, that people assume is going to be somewhat position agnostic, like a road that people drive on, is becoming ideologically sort of discriminatory.
Mm-hmm.
I just, and of course, mind you, Amazon can do what it wants. It's a private company, and I support the rights of private companies. I just, on an ethical and sort of a deep moral level, I wonder, like, at what point should a company sort of be agnostic in that regard and let developers build on top of their infrastructure? And where does that responsibility hold?
Yeah, it makes you hope that there's going to be, from a capitalistic sense, competitors to AWS who say, like, we're not going to put our finger on the scale. I mean, on the highway is a good sort of example. It's like if a privately owned highway
Exactly.
said, we're no longer going to allow, we're only going to allow electric vehicles. And a bunch of people in this world would be like, yes, because electric is good for the environment. And, you know, yes, but then you have to consider the slippery slope nature of it, but also like the negative impact on the lives of many others, and what that means for innovation and for competition, again in the capitalistic sense. So there's some level to this hierarchy of our existence that we should not allow to manipulate what's built on top of it. It should be truly infrastructure, and it feels like compute is storage, and compute is that layer. Like, it shouldn't be messed with. I haven't seen anybody really complain about it, like in terms of government, and I'm not even sure government is the right mechanism through policy and regulation to step in, because again, they do a messy job of fixing things. But I do hope there's competitors to AWS that make AWS then step up, because I do think, I'm a fan of AWS, except
Good
this.
service.
It's a good service until this.
Until they rip out the rug.
And the point is, it's not that necessarily their decision was a bad one with Parler in particular. It's that, like, the slippery slope nature of it, but also it takes the good actors that are creating amazing products and makes them more fearful. And when you're more fearful, it's the same reason that anonymity is a tool, that you don't create the best thing you could possibly create. When you're fearful, you don't create